Today's selection is Behold, the Lamb of Yah.
The oracles of the UCI. 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as dear children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you upon earth. Therefore, let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on Yahweh's Holy Sabbath Day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in Snow Mountain, Georgia. Now, we have those oracles there for a reason, so that we will learn how to operate when it comes down to holy things, because it is those things that mean a great deal to Yahweh, and it is the quickest thing that'll get you killed. We get so much into song and dance and showing up that we forget that Yahweh doesn't have to just be pleased at your presence. He is not an Elohim to just say, you know, well, at least you showed up. That don't mean nothing to Yahweh. You might want to go serve some other God, because he don't play like that. You show up wrong, you're going to get dealt with. It's as simple as that. One of those parts of the oracle, I want you to read that again, where we go into this. I send an angel to go to lead you in the way. All right, go over that again.
Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you to keep you in the way.
Now, the angel, while you praying to Yahweh and you doing all of those things, it's the angel that's going to be dealing with you, directing you. Now, he's not asking you anything. He's not going to sweet talk you. He is giving you instructions. Go ahead.
And to bring you into the place which I have prepared.
So, the angel has a job to get you to the place that you're supposed to be. Now, imagine you as a parent, and you got to get somewhere, and your kid keep telling you, well, I got to do this, but I want to do that, but I don't feel like getting up. It's 7:30. Something's going to happen to that child sooner or later. Well, you that child. Every time he try to do something, here you come. Well, we got to get up that early? I got to dress how? I got to do what? The angel has a job to do to get you to a certain point at a certain time. Now, he going to be at that rendezvous point that Yahweh told him to be at. Now, the question is whether or not you're going to be with him. But he going to get there. He is not going to receive a failing report because of you, me, or anybody else. What he going to say when he get there? Yahweh, that sock didn't make it. I tried to tell him turn left. He started negotiating with me. So I negotiated back. I cut his head off. He won the negotiation. The angel is always going to win the negotiation. You're never going to win the negotiation. So go ahead and stop before you start. He already has the authority. He ain't got to pause and go back and ask Yahweh, can I kill Esaac? When he gave him the job, the little underlining part said, kill whoever you need to kill to do whatever you need to do. And if I'm the one that's standing in that way, y'all will remember this outfit. Wasn't Saul's head on top of that outfit? Right. He decided to negotiate with the angel. Not a good situation. Keep reading, bro.
Beware of him and obey his voice.
Obey his voice. See, he's going to be speaking in Yahweh's name. You ain't talking directly to Yahweh. So let's go ahead and get that out your thought process. See, we think the deeper we get in knowledge, the closer we get to Yahweh. You ain't never going to learn enough to talk directly to Yahweh. So let's go ahead and stop that now. I don't care who you're listening to, what you're reading, what you're learning. It ain't set up like that. Go ahead.
Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions.
All you got to do is provoke him is decide you're going to do your own thing. That's all you got to do. You ain't got to talk nasty to the angel. The angel said go left, you go right. Provocation. The angel said dress this way when you show up. You dress that way. Provocation. The angel said, all right, we're going to meet here at 1 o'clock. You keep showing up at 1:30. Provocation. He going to deal with it for a little while. And then he's still going to start dealing with you. Go ahead.
For my name is in him.
My name is in him. He don't offer no apologies. He don't offer any of that. And if we consider that we're dealing with a through point, maybe we would act more considerate of Yahweh's laws, because we keep thinking that we're dealing directly with Yahweh. No, you're dealing with an angel who was given a charge. When you screw up, it ain't him directly that you got to go through. It's the angel who he gave the authority to. But see, we thinking we're going to get some kind of hookup. You know, I'm going to go around the back gate and let me in through the back gate. Now, the back gate is what we let the crap out with. So you want to come through the dung gate? You don't come through the front gate. You're a thief and a robber. Why you couldn't come through the front gate? Then you're automatically saying, I know something wrong here. Let's begin today's sermon in Joshua chapter 1. Today's sermon is entitled The Warfare of the Righteous. The warfare of the righteous. Everybody don't get to fight for Yahweh. See, Yahweh is very detailed when it comes down to picking who he's going to allow to war for him. Because he's got to have his angel go forth and lead those people. He automatically know. Ain't no need of me sending somebody that ain't going to follow my angel. Because all he going to do is kill them. You find out there's ranks in war. There's ranks in the military. We have several brothers here from the military. It's ranks. And you don't run off at the mouth for somebody with a higher rank than you. But we sometimes forget that Yahweh is building an army. So we're too busy looking at this from the spiritual standpoint, because we brought some of that Sunday morning thought process with us. See, when Yahshua returns, it's going to be with blood and vapor of smoke. We getting ready for this cute little return with roses. No. He done that already. He has done that. He has been crucified. That part is over. He ain't getting crucified no more. He's not turning the other cheek this time. The cheek ain't moving. The cheeks he gonna be slapping gonna be somebody else's cheeks. He ain't turning no cheeks. You need to understand what phase we are in. We are not going into that phase. That phase is gone. This is what confused our fathers then. They thought that he was coming to redeem the children of Israel at that time. So this is what they were expecting. Ironically, we are expecting the same thing of what he did the last time. Our people read the law and the prophets. They were expecting war. They said, if you come at this time to restore the kingdom of Israel, to restore the kingdom to Israel, you're going to kick these Gentiles out, right? 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 No? Oh, man, they was hurt. They was expecting that right then. But it wasn't that time. So why are we walking around expecting roses? What book are we reading? He has turned the other cheek. He has allowed people who did not have power over him to crucify him. He said, you don't think I can call unto my Father and have a legion of angels right here and murder everything that y'all see?
Just a sec.
Shut up. He's not bound by what we think he may be bound by. He made a decision for that time. This is what needs to happen for the redemption of children of Israel at this time. But he ain't going to do that again. So what we need to do is understand what the rules of warfare are. Because here, these people are war any kind of way. They send their women into war. We don't war like that. We don't war like that. But see, if you take Babylon's thought process, they have women in their military, they have all of these things. Nah, that ain't gonna work. So let us go into the warfare of the righteous. Let's begin today, Joshua chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 1 through 18.
Now after the death of Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, it came to pass that Yahweh spake unto Joshua the son of Nun, Moshe's minister, saying, Moshe my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moshe.
Now, Moshe did some serious things. Even being the head of the children of Israel, there are some things that he had to make happen. But when it comes down to this level of the military campaign, he would not allow Moshe to do that. He had another plan for Moshe. See, when you look at one part of it, he would not allow him to go over. It looked like it was some serious punishment. Then you consider, because Dawid had done so much war, Dawid couldn't build this house. Go ahead.
From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moshe, so I will be with you. I will not fail you, nor forsake you. Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shall you divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them.
Mm-hmm.
Only be you strong and very courageous, that you may observe to do according to all the law which Moshe my servant commanded you. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may prosper whithersoever you goeth.
Okay, so prospering is directly connected to us keeping the laws of Yahweh our Elohim. So why do we focus all our energy on learning stuff that means absolutely not a damn thing? I want to read the book of Jubilees. I want to find out the way the sun roll off. What the hell does it matter? You know what's going to get us either killed or cause us to prosper? Understanding Yahweh's law. This is what got us kicked out of the land. But we still focus all our energy on stuff that ain't going to give us no amount of salvation. I want to know this. I want to know that. Congratulations. Know this law. One thing you're going to find out every time he talk to one of these rulers, make you a copy out of the law and meditate in it day and night. Why he didn't tell them, won't you go and read some extra books? Why he didn't tell them that? Why didn't he tell them that? Meditate in this law day and night. Why? This is going to keep that angel from killing you. You think you're going to read some old mystical thing to the angel and he going to decide not to kill you? Do understand, he was there. You're not going to impress him by what the hell you think you know. Okay? It's very, very difficult to impress somebody when they was there. Well, I know the such and such. Yeah, I know. I was there. Look here. But did you forget, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy? Because that's what I'm going to kill you about. You understand? So don't come up to me with this crap you done read over here. While you was doing that, you was also defiling the Sabbath. See? This is what they say, strain out a gnat and swallow a camel. You went so far over here that you didn't realize that you were defiling the Sabbath on your way to doing it. How you keep that angel from killing you is the understanding of Yahweh's law. And he tells these kings, write you a copy out of this law. See, we keep forgetting that a copy, is easy to make. We make a copy back there in the back. And you just lay this on there and just press black and white. Done. We got a copy. Beautiful. How you think they made a copy then? Uh-oh. Y'all remember we used to get in trouble in school? They'd be like, right, I will not be an ignoramus in class again. You go to sleep, you can repeat that. I will not be an ignoramus in class again. What? That's what happened when you done wrote it 100 times. Boom, it's in there, right? So you take the label, write you a copy. Every word is starting to sink in your head as you're writing it. Mm-hmm. See? You got some people that come in and make notes. Other folks don't even have a book. This is the sword of Elohim. When you begin to study it over and over, you need to have a sword. You got to have your sword that you are accustomed to. And I know we done got used to using phones and tablets. It's going to be hard when the power go out to power that up. You damn well better have you a physical copy you can go back to, okay? Because we'll have a hard time powering these damn phones when the power go out. See, when the power go out, we got a book we can read by candlelight. What you tablet people gonna do? I know there's a Bible in here somewhere. Right. Congratulations. Good luck on that. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8. Yeshua chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night.
I'm sorry, meditate in it day and night. He didn't say go and read all these other books, because see, I need you to be wise. He says your wisdom is in keeping this law. You want wisdom? I'll show it to you. Go over this law. I guarantee you, every time you go over that law, you're going to find something that you didn't see this time before. But see, that ain't enough for us. We got to go into something else. And it's this that keep getting us killed. Go ahead.
That you may observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then you shall make your way prosperous.
For then then shall you make your way prosperous. Now, we were supposed to go to some school and they told us if you learn this right here, you make $100,000 a year. We're going to be in that class. Sign me up for 2 of them. Yahweh just told us what was going to make us prosperous. What do? Do everything but. And then wonder why we can't find peace in the house. You are a product of what you feed yourself with. What are you feeding yourself with? Go ahead.
And then you shall have good success. Have not I commanded you? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be you dismayed. For Yahweh your Elohim is with you whithersoever you go.
He says, be not afraid. Because let me tell you something. Fear can cause you to do a lot of dumb stuff. Fear can cause a lot of problems that you really don't consider right away. Be not afraid. And things are not always as they appear. So be not afraid. Go ahead.
Then Yahshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host and command the people, saying, prepare you victuals, for within 3 days you shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives you to possess it. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half the tribe of Manasseh spake Yahshua, saying, remember the word which Moshe, the servant of Yahweh, commanded you, saying, Yahweh your Elohim has given you rest, and has given you this land.
Now, you have to remember this part in verse 13 where it says, verse 12, and to the half tribe of Manasseh. After a while, we forget that those are half tribes, and we start counting them differently. And when you start getting down to Revelation, you all of a sudden find them leaving off a tribe, because instead of counting Manasseh and Ephraim as half tribes, they have counted them as whole tribes. But what ends up giving that confusion is some things that happen with the Levites. They're the ones that actually should be left out of some things because they are priests of Yahweh. So then the breakdown of 12 is actually maintained with Ephraim and Manasseh, but Levi is the one who's set aside separate because they are priests. But not knowing that, people end up dealing with these lists wrong. Go ahead.
Verse 14, your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moshe gave unto you on this side Jordan.
Now you see, there's going to be a problem. Your wives, your little ones, your cattle shall remain in the land which Moshe gave you on this side of Jordan. But you shall pass over before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them. See, you're going to run into them people where they sending their wives to war. See, we have to first of all understand the setup of how Yahweh is going to deal with things. Remember now, he says, I send an angel to go before you. Don't provoke him. All you got to do is decide. All we need is 1 week, brother. I can't do this without my sugar booger. I can war against the whole world as long as sugar booger is with me. Then the angel turn around and leave all of us, and all of us die because he can't live without his sugar booger. So y'all know what we're going to have to do to him and his sugar booger, right? Right. Right. We're going to take care of that business. Go ahead, bro.
Until Yahweh have given your brethren rest, as he has given you, and they also have possessed the land which Yahweh your Elohim gives them. Then you shall return unto the land of your possession and enjoy it, which Moshe Yahweh's servant gave you on this side Jordan toward the sun rising. And they answered Yahshua, saying, all that you commanded us we will do, and whithersoever you send us we will go.
What Yahweh is doing is making sure these people respect Yahshua. Understand who the commander is. This is the new commander, and Yahweh been training him the whole time. Everywhere Moshe went, Yahshua was there. Now he's making sure that they follow his instruction. Go ahead.
You know, also what you see here is this is a family affair. Not because you done got your land. No, these people need to acquire their house too. It's like those families that, all right, we're going to go into this business. And then something happens. Hey, man, you got more money in it than me, man. You deal with that. I'm out. Bro, I thought this was a family business. If I lose, you lose.
Well, brother, Israel is a family business.
Exactly.
We keep forgetting that it started as a family and then grew into a nation. See, this is why the curses that happen to us happen on a family level. I always asking people, you know, they say, oh, we need to learn Hebrew. We need to do that. When you did it cause peace in your house? Did it? Did your wife all of a sudden like you more when you learned Hebrew? Didn't work, did it? Right. Read, man.
Verse 17. According as we hearkened unto Moshe in all things, so we will hearken unto you. Only Yahweh your Elohim be with you, as he was with Moshe. Whithersoever he be that does rebel against your commandment, and will not hearken unto your words and all that you commanded him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage.
Right. All right. Let's go to Numbers chapter 1.
You know, earlier when you said the man who can't leave his sugar booger, we're going to have to take care of the business. See, they came and said it right there. We're going to have to put you to death.
Hey, man. Yahweh not playing. Brother, for some, coming in this word is the very first time they've ever read the scriptures without sugar booger beside them. Because we got women on one side, we got men on one side. You know what, some people, bruh, I tell you what, look, just sit right by, okay? You sit on the edge, and then and let him sit right there, and from time to time, y'all can just reach over and touch each other, all right? Is that okay? You can tell this first time, we ain't never been apart without a book open. Oh, okay, all right. Well, y'all gonna have to figure that out. Because when we start reading this book, it said the house of Dawid and their wives apart. The house of Yosef and their wives apart. It's going to be a separation there. So if people not preparing to be able to take care of their situations without one another, we're going to have some problems. Numbers chapter 1, and let's start that at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the 2nd month, in the 2nd year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take you the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. You and Aaron shall number them by their armies.
Right. So by the time they get 20, they are officially grown. They are able to go to war. Whatever you were trying to put inside of them, that game is done. They are now responsible. So whatever you have allowed to feed their brains, it is working in them. There are some things that you can read that says, if you haven't dealt with certain things by the age of 12 inside of one of these children, they have already decided what kind of person they're going to be. So if you plan on dealing with them, do understand they're going to be held responsible at 20. But we got people still babying folks at 20. Oh, that's a problem. Because Yahweh is holding them responsible. You grown now. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of the tribe of Reuben, Elizur, the son of Shedor. Of Simeon, Shelumiel, the son of Zurishaddai. Of Yehuda, Nahashon, the son of Amminadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel, the son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon. Of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Ammihud. Of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur.
Now, and you see once again, as they are separated as a half tribe, you then have offspring from both of his sons there, and you're going to find that in certain places, one of the tribes will be missing, but you'll still have 12 listings. Go ahead.
Of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Okran.
Now, a lot of times who they like to leave out is Dan, because they like to say that, you know what I'm saying, this is where black people come from.
See, they, you know, because, I mean, it had to be, you know, because, you know, Samson, big old black dude with, you know, locks and everything. So we'll let those be the black ones. And then we'll conveniently leave those off in Revelations, okay?
Right. Go ahead.
Of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Duel. Of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan. Of these were the renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of the thousands in Israel. And Moshe and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
They declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. The pedigrees are determined by the lineage of the male. And here we are in the daughter of Babylon. You have people that's raised that don't even know who their fathers are. Hey, I know my stepdad more than I know my dad. I call that dude SD, sperm donor. I don't know that dude. But it don't change what's in this book. My pedigree is named after him. So whatever the hell he was, that's what I am. Check that out. But I don't know that dude. Go ahead.
According to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, by their polls. As Yahweh commanded Moshe, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
All that were able to go forth to war. Go ahead.
Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. Of the children of Simeon, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, those that were numbered of them, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Of the children of Gad, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
And you'll find that Yahweh keeps saying the same things over and over because he knows that the children of Israel are hard of hearing. We swear we ain't heard it. Jump down to verse 32 because I want to make sure we cover this thing of Yosef.
Of the children of Yosef, namely of the children of Ephraim, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war. Those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500.
All right, go ahead.
Of the children of Manasseh.
Now we got another child coming forth, but out of the same tribal breakdown of Yosef. Go ahead.
By the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war.
Now, so if we were to go all the way through this, you're going to then find, because of the double blessing given unto yourself, that you're still going to have 12. And then it gets confusing. Okay, how do we have still 12? We have 12 because you got the double blessing there, but then Levi is not going to war. That's what ends up messing up the count a lot of times, and people don't know how something gets to be that way. How is it still 12 in this breakdown? The double blessing of yourself, Levi is exempt from certain things. Levi is tending to the tabernacle. He's not warring. Understand, When it got time for Dawid to build the house, and now because of the war, I can't let you build the house. These people got to tend to the house constantly. So no. Y'all can't war like that. I got a different thing for y'all. So understand what that is as you encounter that. And then this is basically their census. You know, the women were not counted, nor the children, nor the minors, nor strangers, nor the Levites. So you had this separation of who was being counted there. Let's go to Exodus chapter 1. Exodus chapter 1, and we're going to read verses 8 through 16.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right. And we know that every time they get a new president in this place, the whole focus change. This is the most schizophrenic nation ever developed. Nobody else gets a new leader every 4 years, and then they turn around and the whole focus change. That's why that country has stability. Every 4 years, they just change what they're doing. Saying that, you know, this way it'll keep from, you know, the same people having power. Now the same people still in power. The same people keep putting them in power. Go ahead.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply. And it come to pass that, when there falls out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Right. This is population control, and every nation has been dealing with it since the beginning of time, trying to figure out how they're going to control the population of their country to make sure that they stay in the majority. It is a game that they have been playing with us here. Prison is used as one of those tools. And so is the promoting of the gay agenda. Because fairies ain't going to produce no children. You've already then controlled our numbers. Go ahead.
Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
Right. So then we had a coping mechanism that when we would work too hard, we just love harder. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve them with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor.
Right. And when you look around, the hardest jobs around town, no matter how much they pay, we always have the hardest ones around. You look at a job and it is just a bunch of toil and work and sweat, you'll find us doing that job. There's certain jobs they won't even let us get. We have to do all kind of stuff to get. If that job is hard as all get out, they come looking for, excuse me, bro, look at those muscles. Come here, let me show you something. I need somebody to pick up this whole thing and move it over there. I mean, every day, it's got to keep moving back. What? You hired. I didn't say I wanted the job. This how much you gonna pay. All right, when I start. Go ahead.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. So
then you understand, even the evil, even the heathen understand that the beginning and the strength of the house is in the lineage of the sons. So even the heathen says, Kill the male child. Save the women, we will absorb them for ourselves. But kill the male. So, and Yahweh deals the exact same way. So this is not a situation of, well, the heathens did this, because you have people that if they read the book and they find that a heathen did something, now all of a sudden that particular thing is evil. Wait a minute. Read and find out what Yahweh did, and you're gonna find some similar things. So now is Yahweh evil too? See, we got to be careful what it is we turn around and call evil. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 20. So they used to have what they call conjugal visits in prison. They stopped that. They said, no, these people still multiply. We can't. And they just seem to have babies. They blink at each other twice when somebody get pregnant.
And stop looking at each other. Quit it.
I said, no, this ain't gonna work. Deuteronomy chapter 20. I love this graphic right here. Deuteronomy 20 and verse 1.
When you goeth out to battle against your enemies, and seeth horses and chariots, and a people more than you, be not afraid of them, for Yahweh your Elohim is with you, which brought you out of the land of Egypt.
Right. We can't be in the midst of going to war and all of a sudden we done forgot our rules. See, and this is what happened with a lot of us. If we get caught up in a certain situation, all the rules and regulations go out the window. Because we hear what they say,
When in Rome, be a Roman.
Yahweh gonna be roaming all over your head. You keep it up. Go ahead.
And it shall be, when you are come near unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, you approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts be faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be you terrified because of them. For Yahweh your Elohim is he that goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to save you.
Right, but I can only go with you if you conduct yourself a certain way. Because Yahweh can't be around wickedness and uncleanness. So I need for you to carry yourself in a certain way so that I can go with you. Now, if I got the majority of you walking correctly and the angel can go, but then there's some that just gonna do what they want to do, the angel gonna have to make a separation. So take these 50 people over here over the hill for me. What you gonna do? Oh, we finna kill them. Because they won't act right. But you know what? They'll never notice that they're about to get killed. Because those who are disobedient like other disobedient people. They gather together in little cliques of disobedience. So they're going to be thinking that they're going to a little disobedient party. And marching right over there like the ox going to slaughter. Not even know it. Just marching. Where we going? Where we going? You ain't noticed that all them people are just disobedient as you are? You hadn't noticed that? You finna die. Go ahead.
And the officers shall speak unto the people, saying, What man is there that has built a new house and has not dedicated? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. And what man is he that has planted a vineyard and has not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man eat of it. And what man is there that has betrothed a wife and has not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, What man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
Right, because that fear spreads from individual to individual. So consider if there's fear in the house. See, there's fear in the house because they really don't believe Yahweh like that. What happened? It go from one room to the next. You start with one fearful person in the house, and they can't believe and follow Yahweh's word. You end up and you got half the house unbelieving, fearful, and cannot follow Yahweh's word. And it's unbelief. Go ahead.
And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people. When you cometh near unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. And it shall be, if it make you answer of peace, and open unto you, then it shall be, that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto you, and they shall serve you.
Instructions. See, we used to look at those old movies and they had a warning shot. See, we don't got cutthroat. We watch different kind of movies now. So ain't no warning shot. Matter of fact, some of us, saying we're gonna shoot, we're gonna be, we want to be cool like old dog, and we're gonna turn the gun sideways and shoot. You know what I'm saying? Because it look good on the movie. But you ain't hit nobody. Everybody's still walking.
You sure that was a real gun? Because all of us are okay, yeah?
He didn't shoot nothing at all. Right. But he looked damn good, didn't he? Right. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And if it will make no peace with you, or will make war against you, then you shall besiege it.
Yahweh gives them the opportunity to see if they gonna get dealt with. Your first thing, proclaim peace unto it. But that peace meaning they gotta surrender unto you. And if they don't, go to war. What Yahweh is doing is letting them make that choice. See, these people ain't gonna follow. They're not gonna allow you to rule over them. So it's time to go to war. Same thing he do with his own servants. They would not that I shall reign over them. Deal with them. Go ahead.
And when Yahweh Elohim has delivered it into your hands, you shall smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Right. Yahweh said the same thing that the heathens was doing, the same thing Yahweh said. Smite every male. See? Because that is the beginning of their strength. You don't take care of that, you got an insurrection coming against you sooner or later. Go ahead.
But the women, and the little ones, and the cattle, and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, shall you take unto yourself.
Now, pay attention, because this instruction changes depending on what it is you're dealing with. See? Pay attention. Go ahead.
And you shall eat the spoil of your enemies, which Yahweh your Elohim has given you. Thus shall you do unto all the cities which are very far off from you.
Clause. Thus shall you do unto all the cities which are very far off from you. Pay attention. The rules change depending on where they are. Go ahead.
Which are not of the cities of these nations.
See, the cities of these nations, we got a different set of rules. Go ahead.
But of the cities of these people, which Yahweh Elohim does give you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes.
Wait a minute. Totally different instruction. Now see, here come Jake. We'll take the wrong instruction.
No, you know what? Did you see that Ethiopian? Good God. She was beautiful.
Hey, bro. Hey, hold on, bro. Bro. Which instruction we following here? Were they near or far? Because he said of these near ones, you got to, see, they taught us deception. We learned deception. It is right amongst them, those people are not going to intermingle with you. They're going to still keep trying to push their culture even through your rulership. They got to go. See, that's why you got the difference between the people who want to move to Israel and integrate. Them folks don't care nothing about you. You see what they do to the Palestinians? Go ahead.
But you shall utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, as Yahweh Elohim has commanded you.
Right. Now, yeah, you know some of them had some problems, because understand, it's giants mixed in here with these people. Understand, this is where they got the big cluster of grapes. When they said,
Man, we look like grasshoppers.
he said, yeah, go in there and kill them. He wants to kill a bunch of Shaquille O'Neals? Did you see the shoes on that dude? Now, go kill him. See? We want to deal with some mysticism. Yeah. Mysticize their death. Go there and kill them. Because all you don't deal with, you're going to have a problem later, and a very big problem. Go ahead.
You know, brother, you was talking about the people who want to go over to Israel and integrate. Because now you see that our people who have left this country, knowing who they are as a people, went set up shop over there and now joining the military. So
Right.
Don't you think you carrying out their wicked deeds against your own people?
Right. And they understand, even the Ethiopians that come over there, they forcefully sterilizing them, making sure that they can't reproduce. All of these very things that you are reading in here is still going on today. To control their the numbers. Even when we talk about these so-called pandemics and all of that, understand these nations are not against pushing that and helping it along. And what they do is they look along your normal operation parts. When they got ready to deal with this manufactured HIV, look at where they pushed it. We read in the book, the more they worked Israel, the more we multiplied. So they know we had a coping mechanism. All right, well, let's deal with them with their coping mechanism. Let's give the HIV and make it pass through sexually. They first gave it to a bunch of prostitutes in Africa, and then gave it to some gay guys in New York City. The cluster formed at the same time. And then they gave us that thing where, it was probably a monkey. Well, that monkey had to fly from New York City to Africa overnight. That was a bad monkey. That monkey, I ain't seen a monkey with wings yet. And for him to fly that long, I don't even think planes fly that far. From Africa to New York. But them same people who make biological weapons are the same people that make the vaccines. And we stand in line and get them to our kids. And then they give you a waiver. And the waiver tells you everything that can happen to your kid. We so educatedly stupid that we sit right there and sign the paper and then let them shoot our kid up. And everything, half of us don't even read the piece of paper. The piece of paper say everything under the sun can happen to your kid. Because basically what they're doing is giving your kid that disease. You do know that, right? To keep your kid from catching polio, they gave your kid polio. Sometimes they be like, oh, damn, he caught it. My bad. What?
But remember now, you did sign the waiver. You remember that you do see this right here? You signed this.
That's why it's going to take you another 15, 20 years to sue them people. Because you signed that piece of paper. You signed a piece of paper okaying it. Will you read it? Go ahead, brother.
No, I just wanted to say, to go with what you're saying about the population control, there's a spot in Alberton, Georgia, called the Georgia Guidestones. And if anybody doesn't know about it, they can actually go on YouTube, and they have a specific amount that they expect or would want to have to be living on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Georgia Guidestones.
Right. Every nation have that. The only problem is, or some kind of way, or number that they think that we should be at. The problem is they think their numbers ought to be achieved by killing us. That's the problem.
There's too many people on the earth.
They don't never think some of them should die. You know what I'm saying?
There's always somebody else. There's just too many of those colored people on the earth.
Wait a minute. How about you kill a few of them people look like you?
Well, no. Let's not be rash.
You're right. Read, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 18. That they teach you not to do after all their abominations, which they have done unto their gods. So should you sin against Yahweh your Elohim.
Uh-huh.
When you shall besiege a city a long time, in making war against it to take it, you shall not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them, for you may eat of them, and you shall not cut them down. For the tree of the field is man's life, to employ them in the siege. Only the trees which you know that they be not trees for meat, you shall destroy and cut them down, and you shall build bulwarks against the city that makes war with you, until it be subdued.
And of course, when it says to be not trees for meat, meat means food, okay? Not flesh like what we. Numbers 31, and let's read verses 1 through 18.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shall you be gathered unto your people. And Moshe spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge Yahweh of Midian. Of every tribe 8,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall you send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 8,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moshe sent them to the war, 8,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as Yahweh commanded Moshe, and they slew all the males.
You know, the scariest part about going to war, if you the dude with the horn. Hey, y'all the priests, y'all do this. Hey, man, I feel more comfortable you gave me a spear. No, you call Yahweh. You a priest. You call Yahweh. No, bro, I'd like to have a spear too, if you don't mind. You know, I like to call Yahweh and cut me a knuckle at the same time. This has got to be the scariest part of the war, Jack. You the guy with no weapon. You got a horn, man. That always was like the thing that threw me off. When you look at them old pictures and you got the bugle boy in there, hey man, these dudes got weapons, bruh. Okay, and what if them dudes is like really, really good? Because you know they have some dudes that can shoot that bow. That bow goes so far, that arrow be done came through, you ain't see it coming. Oh man. It takes some faith to be that dude with the horn. I'm like, hey, y'all might say that's the weakest dude in the battle. No, man, that's got to be one of the strongest dudes to be blowing that horn. And these dudes, David himself, could sling a rock. He done killed the giant with slinging a rock. You get a good enough rock, right? It'll cut your head off. You got dudes in here that got trumpets, man. But that's their job. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, and Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives.
They took all the women of Midian captives. Go ahead.
And their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives, and the prey, and the spoil, unto Moshe, and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan near Jericho. And Moshe and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet them without the camp. And Moshe was angry with the officers of the host.
Moshe is angry. Go ahead.
With the captains over thousands, and captains over hundreds, which came from the battle.
Right. Y'all the ones that's supposed to be, remember there's levels of rank. Y'all the ones that's supposed to be orchestrating everything, and he's upset. Go ahead.
And Moshe said unto them, Have you saved all the women alive?
Did you look at him, Moshe? Look at him. I think we can do some very good things with these.
Right. We got some problems. You saved all of them? You hear that question? You saved all the women alive. We got a problem, bro. What part of the instruction did you miss? Go ahead.
Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against Yahweh in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of Yah.
Yep, but see, we forgot that. We forgot that part. Go ahead.
Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that has known man by lying with him.
Okay, so then now what is supposed to be left is only certain children, women children. Go ahead.
But all the women children that have not known a man by lying with him, keep alive for yourselves.
So you got to consider something now. What this is going to look like in actual application. This is only the women children that are virgins. So, and we know in this day and age, that's got to be pretty damn young. Pretty damn young. You know what I'm saying? But consider something. That means somebody got to raise those kids. These houses finna be filled with kids. Just like this. It is amazing how, you don't know what purpose Yahweh has for you. Boom, one battle. Now somebody got to get all these kids. And you can see people arguing. Look, I already got 8. I can't, no. But then you see somebody else like, look, I ain't got but 1. Give me 3 of those. Come on. Look, I ain't got none. Give me 5. Come here. Come here. Somebody got to raise these kids. See, we don't even understand Yahweh's law like that. This is stuff that's going to get us killed. But we all off in all kind of other stuff. Trying to find some mysticism. We got a war we got to fight. And you just can't go in there and fight. Just, we just swing. See, that's how you can tell the difference between people who have been taught how to fight and the people who just fight, We should watch that on the school bus. There's some people that just fight. They think is
We just swing until we hit something.
and they hit like all the wrong people. They don't time none of their punches. Just,
You be like, they gonna hurt their damn self. Yeah.
We should sit by and watch them fight. It's like, this is a horrible fight. We should let people finish. When their fight was over, we come over there and whisper to them.
That was the most horrible fight I've ever seen in my life. Y'all suck.
Both of y'all lost. It wasn't but 2 of y'all in the fight and you both lost. This was horrible. Hey, bro.
Even with all these women children being brought up in the culture, the cities are burnt down, the men are gone, all the women of age are out the picture. So there's no culture for them to go back and hold on to.
That is the whole point. Now they learn your culture because you teach it to them. And you might have to consider, one of them women might be saying, oh, no. Oh, that's a pretty little girl. I'm going to raise her for my son. Oh, yeah, they did that. They was thinking in advance. We think like last minute.
Oh my goodness, we need to find something for my son tomorrow.
What? Tomorrow? No, she working now. So no. That is a beautiful little girl. I'm gonna raise her for my boy. Teach her all the things she need to know. And they're gonna have a wonderful life because I'm raising her for him. Little boy, come over there. No, go back over there now. What you doing?
Not yet. Not yet. Go on back over there. I ain't through teaching her stuff. Don't worry, she gonna be ready.
Go ahead, brother. Deuteronomy 21, and let's read verses 10 through 14.
When you go forth to war against your enemies, and Yahweh your Elohim has delivered them into your hands, and you have taken them captive, and sees among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that you would have her to your wife, then you shall bring her home to your house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. And she shall put the raiment of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in your house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that you shall go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be your wife.
Right. Instructions. Shave her head and a whole month. Within that month, you get to see, of course, that if she has a cycle, because if she didn't, you got some different kind of problems going on now. Right. And if you didn't follow that 30-day rule and then she does not have a cycle, you got a whole nother problem.
I waited 26 days. She looks so nice.
All right, you're in trouble now. You're in trouble now. See, now we're going to have to figure out something. And understand, men of Israel still sitting there watching. Israel sitting there watching with a sword in his hand. Oh, our folk didn't play. They're sitting right there watching. So we're going to take care of their business. So you either take care of it or we're going to take care of it. Did you finish that?
Verse 14. And it shall be, if you have no delight in her, then you shall let her go whither she will, but you shall not sell her at all for money. You shall not make merchandise of her, because you have humbled her.
All right. What then are some of the implications of shaving the head? Y'all who was bad whisperers over here, y'all answer. You know what I'm saying? No, because I have some real bad whisperers over here. Said, Ruel don't know. You can't whisper when your voice
Sounds like Darth Vader.
You know what I'm saying? When you have a voice like Darth Vader, you can't whisper, man.
Yeah, brother, we had Deuteronomy 20.
Now he looking, he like, damn, Ruel, you done got me in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to help you, brother.
What you say, Miss Shia? Let me get out them, brother.
Nah, I was just saying, that was a covering for my husband.
So then if we go back to that, then what is it doing? There's another level of that, but that part is right. Staying on that same line. What is it that her husband and her have together?
Marriage.
Very next word. Marriage what? Covenant. That's what we're looking at. Let's go to Acts chapter 21. Because see, ultimately, the men and the women are not together. You understand? So she could have told you anything. Because it ain't like you saw her with the man. You done killed him. He gone. All right? So we don't know who was paired up with who. Acts chapter 21, and let's read verses 17 through 24.
And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Saul went in with us unto Jacob, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things Elohim had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Adonai, and said unto him, You seest, brother, how many thousands of Yehudis there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law. And they are informed of you, that you teacheth all the Yehudis which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moshe, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that you are come. Do therefore this, that we say to you, we have 4 men which have a vow on them. Them take and purify yourself with them, and be at charge with them, that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning you are nothing.
So what happened? They accomplished their vow and then they shaved their heads. Their vow has been accomplished. A woman is bound to her husband by the law as long as he lives. Go ahead.
But you yourself also walk orderly and keepeth the law.
You know what? I think I want to jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. And when the 7 days were almost ended, the Yehudis which were of Asia, when they saw him in the temple, stirred up all the people and laid hands on him.
Now, you know what? Now, back up to verse 26.
Okay. Then Saul took the men, and the next day purifying himself with them, entered into the temple, to signify the accomplishment of the days of purification, until that an offering should be offered for every one of them.
Right. And that is one of the things that I wanted to get to. Let's go to our Numbers chapter 6, so then we can deal with a little bit more of that. See, even this whole thing about dealing with these women that they might have met through this war, you have, and I've gotten into it with several brothers online that say if the woman is not an Israelite, the child is not an Israelite. And these are the people who we go listening to online. And our law is automatically telling us something different. See, if you read enough of your law on your way to even listening to some mysticism, you could call them out.
That's a lie.
Why? Because the law of Yahweh said something different. I don't care how cool you sound when you said that lie. That can't be the truth. Because this word says something altogether different. If their little mystical teaching does not agree with this word, something's wrong with it. But if you spend so much time in the mysticism, you don't even catch the stuff when it violates Yahweh law. For me to deal with Enoch, I got to throw Moshe out the back door. I got a problem with that. If I got to throw away him to believe you, we got a problem. Numbers chapter 6, let's start at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto Yahweh, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat any moist grapes or dry.
Right, and we think if you deal with any liquor,
You can't be righteous at all.
yeah, Yahweh said, bring me your liquor. Go ahead.
Verse 4, All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk. All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separates himself unto Yahweh. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
Okay, so all those days, no razor comes until certain things happen. Go ahead.
All the days that he separates himself unto Yahweh, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, nor for his mother, nor for his brother, or for his sister when they die, because the consecration of his Elohim is upon his head. All the days of his separation he is holy unto Yahweh. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing.
Shave his head in the day of his cleansing. Because something has come in the middle of his separation. Now that separation has been cut in half. Now that has to start over. Shave. Go ahead.
On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate unto Yahweh the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering.
Now, remember what it says? Take yourself in there, what they was talking about during the times of Saul. Shave your head until that a day to an offering was made for them. Understand what Saul was doing. See, there's certain situations where you read about Yahshua and Saul, and they're keeping the law. But if nobody actually goes back and show it to you, that people just think,
They're just doing some stuff.
Go ahead.
But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled.
So he can't keep that going without dealing with the situation. See, we like to turn a blind eye when something happened. No. That just started over because of this situation that came in the middle. Go ahead.
And this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall offer his offering unto Yahweh, 1 he-lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 ewe-lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings. and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering, and their drink offerings. And the priest shall bring them before Yahweh, and shall offer his offering and his burnt offering. Verse 16, and the priest shall bring them before Yahweh, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yah, with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offering.
So whether or not this is the actual accomplishing of the vow. So he made a vow. He set forth how long that vow was going to be. Now he has accomplished that vow. At the accomplishing of that vow, now he shaves his head. So there's some things that's going on in Acts that if you don't read some things in Yahweh's law, you don't even understand what they're doing. Go ahead.
And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and one unleavened cake out of the basket, and one unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite, after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. This is holy for the priest, with the waved breast and heaved shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine. This is the law of the Nazarite who has vowed, and of his offering unto Yahweh for his separation, beside that his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed, so he must do after the law of his separation.
All right, you finished that?
Yes, sir. Verse
All right, let's go to Exodus chapter 32. Exodus chapter 32, and we're going to start that at verse 1.
Exodus chapter 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moshe delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron.
And that's all it takes for Israel to revolt against you is a small amount of time. 40 days and we can lose our salvation. That's it.
I know I saw miracles, but he's not here now. See? Why is he not here now?
That's it. That's all it takes. Go ahead.
And said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know not what has become of him.
This is Israel. While everybody's doing their Israelite pet rallies, you need to understand that this is a part of who we are. One little bump in the road, and we are ready to transform back to where we were before. And this is, you can clearly see us today in this right here. Because you know what they want? They want their freedom to resemble their captivity. Same thing we do.
Well, I'll be a Hebrew if you can make it like Christianity.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, put a Christian dress on your Hebrewness.
I'm sorry? Same thing we're doing here. Give us the gods of Egypt. Now, we want to be free, but make it just like the captivity. Well, then you're not free then. Read.
And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me.
You see how fast Aaron was ready to deal with that? I mean, it wasn't even no fight or nothing.
Make us gods. All right, well, give me your earrings. Let's go ahead and make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this God cooking, baby. Moshe not here.
Where's your fight, man? Should have been some fight there. Go ahead.
You know, brother, you were talking earlier about, all these different things we watch. And it was a so-called Hebrew priest that I was watching this video and heard the man blatantly say, take the Ishmaelite earrings out of your ears. I'm sitting there like, time to turn this off.
Yeah. See, people don't know, what that was. All the servants, all of them had these earrings. Even when, Yahweh said, it said, get the earrings out of the ears of your daughters and your sons to do such and such. And they offered this gold. Man, that's why I said, man, sometimes you have to really pay attention to, you know, what's coming out. I heard an elder say all of those very things that I was hearing. Oh, you're not Israelite if you have if the woman wasn't of Israel and they dealing with such and such. Moshe married 2 foreign women. One of the women was a Midianite. The other one was an Ethiopian. Both foreign. Man, you know how much hate mail I get from email?
You teaching some abomination.
Right. Right. Go right ahead. Believe what you want to believe. It says Moshe was a god to Aaron. He was higher than he would have been the priesthood. He's higher than the priesthood. Run, go tell that. Go ahead, bro.
You know, one of the main concerns that Yahweh had with our people is that, you know, our hearts being taken away from him. By dealing with the other nations.
Exactly. We missed that part, that the foreign women was turning their heart against Yahweh. Understand? Did y'all not read the last part where he says go make war against the Midianites? You do know Moshe was married to a Midianite, right? Now, how many of these men, if Yahweh said,
Go war against your baby mama people?
not my sugar booger. Salvation gone, pow, done deal. Right. Go ahead, bro.
Exodus chapter 32 and verse 3. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be your gods, O Israel, which brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to Yahweh.
Man, I'm telling you something. It's amazing that Yahweh didn't kill Aaron. It is utterly amazing that he is not dead. I mean, he orchestrated every bit of this right here. Everything that they asked for, he did it without fighting. Then proclaims, tomorrow is a feast of Yahweh, right in front of the pagan god. It is amazing that he was able to walk with both his feet out of this. But Yahweh preserves who he preserves. And who are we to reply against him? But clearly Yahweh made a decision that he wasn't going to die this day. But this is death-worthy stuff here. Okay? Just so some of y'all, you know, sometimes you'll read it and you'll go back. No. This death-worthy. And because we don't read death right after it, we don't really attribute that. Oh, no. Yahweh made a decision that he didn't talk to us about. But him should have been gone right here. Go ahead.
And there was even blasphemy behind it to talk about these be your gods that brought you up out of Egypt.
Yes. How the gods of Egypt brought you out of Egypt? The gods of Egypt want you to stay in Egypt. Because they gods of Egypt. Go ahead.
And they rose up early on the morrow, and offered burnt offerings, and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and to drink, and rose up to play.
Understand, y'all? You can see the same things in Israel right now. All right? They brought some fake gods. It said that the fake gods brought them out, and now they eating and drinking, and they rose up to play. Here go these Shema niggas right here. Here they go. All they do is sing and dance. Remember, we got a song, but don't forget the instructions while you're singing. Go on them websites. All they doing is dancing. Oh, they dance for an hour. No instructions. But you're going to notice something. Real Israel going to have to kill fake Israel. Either you going to kill them Shema niggas or them Shema niggas going to kill you. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Go, get you down. For your people, which you brought up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves.
Now watch this, because people said
That was a very harsh statement that Esaac just made. I can't believe that.
keep reading.
They
Keep
have
reading.
turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a molten calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be your gods, O Israel, which have brought you up out of the land of Egypt.
Yahweh is pissed. Same thing they doing with they little partying. They partying, all they do is Shema. They don't do nothing that Yahweh said. And it is pissing Yahweh off. Because they going to give all his glory unto the heathen God. They're not going to follow no dress code. They're not going to follow anything clean and unclean. All they so-called gatherings are not holy gatherings at all. But they're going to still sing Yahweh's name while they're doing absolutely nothing but unclean things. It's pissing them off. Read.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
Uh-huh.
Now therefore,
But remember now, they're singing and dancing. Go ahead.
Now therefore, let me alone, that my anger may wax hot against them,
Uh-huh.
and that I may consume them, and I'll make of you a great nation.
Yeah, Yahweh said, I'm killing them. Go ahead.
And Moshe besought Yahweh his Elohim, and said, Yahweh, why does your anger wax hot against your people, which you have brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand?
This is the only reason all of them not dead. Somebody then stands in the breach. But even the breach person cannot keep all of them from dying. Go ahead.
Wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, For mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce anger and repent of this evil against your people. Remember Abraham, Esaac, and Israel, your servants, to whom you swore by your own self, and said unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. And Yahweh repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people.
Yahweh repented of the evil, because when Yahweh get ready to kill, it ain't going to be pretty. But now that Moshe has stood in the breach, he got a little power on his side. He the reason the rest of them living. But in doing so, he has now taken a part of Yahweh's anger. And it's about to show. Keep going.
You know, bro, as a father, I keep saying we got to see him as a father figure, because any real parent in here has reached that point. Get this child from in front of me before I kill him.
Oh, I done had to relocate a few. I done had to relocate a few. When you get to that point, is it too late to have an abortion when they're 18? Is it too late? It's too late? Okay, yeah. That's straight murder then, huh? Okay. Remove this child from my presence.
Yeah. Been there, done that. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 15. And Moshe turned and went down from the mount, and the two tables of the testimony were in his hand. And the tables were written on both their sides, on the one side, on the other side, where they tables were the work of Elohim, and the writing was the writing of Elohim, graven upon the tables.
Now he's got some real holy things in his hand, man. Go ahead.
And when Yahshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moshe, There's a noise of war in the camp.
Poor Yahshua, he hadn't learned yet. Poor baby. Yeah, he still did with that baby. Yes, he was. He said they warring. Yes, they are. But see, Moshe is skilled. No, my brother. They dancing. Go ahead.
And he said, It is not the voice of them that shout for mastery,
Uh-huh.
neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome,
Uh-huh.
but the noise of them that sing do I hear.
Yeah. They partying, brother. Oh, they having a good time in their sin. Keep going.
And it came to pass, as soon as he came near unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moshe's anger waxed hot, and he cast the tables out of his hand.
He has now broken the work of Yahweh, his Elohim. But Joshua is being educated right now, because he swore that was war. Man, something happened to our people. No, brother. What's happening to our people? They doing to themselves. Calm down, grasshopper. You about to see something. Go ahead.
And break them beneath the mount. And he took the calf which they had made, and burned it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it.
Now you know that. Hey, you make a brother drink some powdery, bitter substance. You know, hey, there's some pretty deep stuff right here. He's ticked off. But he was the one that stood in the breach. The only reason they're alive. Yahweh was ready to kill off everybody. Okay? Go ahead.
And Moshe said unto Aaron, what did this people do unto you?
Yes, and see, Moshe got to deal with Aaron because Yahweh gave him a pass. But Moshe not just finna straight give him no pass. Come on, bro. Where were you? The same thing Yahweh gonna ask us. When our houses go upside down and topsy-turvy and we got all other things going on, he gonna come to you. Come on, bro. Thought you was supposed to be the head of your house. Read, man.
That you have brought so great a sin upon them. And Aaron said, let not the anger of my master wax hot. You know the people, that they're set on mischief.
Now, you see why Aaron just could not be the ultimate one in charge at that point. Moshe needed to be there. So you gonna listen to the people? I don't care what it is they ask for. They cannot ask you for more than what Yahweh has decreed for them to have. Go ahead.
For they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we know not what is become of him. And I said unto them, whosoever has any gold, let him break it off. So they gave it me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. And when Moshe saw that the people...
I ain't never seen nobody cook nothing and out come an entire graven thing. It just came out. But see, that's us. That's us. Listen to your people, Israel. Listen to your people. See, this is us. It's hard for us to take responsibility for the things that we have created.
I just put it in there, man. The calf came out. It must have knew we came out of Egypt because it formed itself right just like it. That was amazing.
For real, man. Read, brother.
And when Moshe saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies, then Moshe stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yahweh's side?
This is the part where people say, oh, Sock is harsh. No, this is the part where real Israel kill fake Israel. Read.
Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. And he said unto them, thus says Yahweh Elohim of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate, and go in and out from gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moshe, and there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men.
The children of Levi has now set themselves forever in the priesthood, and they made sacrifice. But who they sacrificed was other people of Israel. So, the real folks who were going to follow Yahweh's law was the one that killed them singing and dancing people. Pay attention, because it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. We have to understand that Yahweh says, I'm going to bring all of them out of the countries wherein they sojourn, but then I'm going to purge out the rebels. Some of the rebels are some of the nicest people you ever did want to see. They smile at you, they speak soft, but they're not going to follow anything that Yahweh said. They rebels, and he going to kill them off. And when I say he, I mean you. You got that job to do. You did it then, you going to do it again. Only those that are left will then be allowed to fight in the holy war. He not finna let these singing and dancing people go, because they ain't going to do nothing. And all they going to do is get the rest of us killed. So we need to make a decision. You might want to go to some of them websites sometime to see some of the people you're going to have to kill. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 51. Point them out.
You and you. Oh my God, you dance good. I'm gonna kill you.
Right. Right. Israel out dancing, singing and dancing. Right. But they're not going to follow no rules. And all you got to do is watch some of their gatherings. Man, the skirts jacked up to here. It's like, sweetie, your whole taint is out. That ain't gonna work. That's supposed to be a holy gathering. Right. Y'all wasn't gonna go through there and kill everybody. And then the people who sitting there letting it happen, he gonna deal with them too. See, Aaron got a pass. But Moshe let him know, you did this to these people. You understand? You did this to them people by allowing it. Don't think that Yahweh going to keep giving us passes. But he got a pass that day. Jeremiah chapter 51. Let's read verses 19 through 24. And when you set up a situation like that, that's all those people want to deal with. The goodness of Yahweh. Not any of his instructions. Not any of the things that are pleasing unto Yahweh. Let's just do the song and dance. Let's do the song and dance for an hour and a half. So what are we going to do when it comes time to deal with this? And we got instructions on how we're supposed to war. But we didn't get none of that because we was too busy singing and dancing. Remember what we talked about last week? The song is a praise thing for Yahweh. But you cannot forget the instruction while you're singing. Jeremiah 51, let's start that at verse 19.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. You are my battle axes and weapons of war.
You are my battle axe and weapons of war. Go ahead.
For with you will I break in pieces the nations, and with you will I destroy kingdoms.
Listen. See, people be thinking, I be saying some stuff. When I say he mean you. Understand? He says, for with you will I. So who's gonna do that? You gonna do that? At least y'all go home and say, well, Sock said, I. For with you will I. Y'all like to play video game? Yahweh moving y'all with his joystick.
Left one. Pow! That was a good one, Sock.
That's it. And you like, man, I don't even know how I can do that, man. Because you didn't. Whoever working that joystick is a bad man. Right. Go ahead and play the video game. Because eventually you going to be the character inside the video game. Check that out. Go ahead, bro.
And with you will I break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with you will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider.
Right. Yahweh said, oh, that's my man. In the beginning of the game, you got to pick your man. See, Lucifer picking his man. He's like, I got that brother right there. Lucifer done picked out some great people. Yahweh said, no, I'm going to get this plumber right here. A plumber? We fight the game of war and you picked a plumber?
Yeah, but watch what I do with this plumber, boy. Watch this. I got secret codes over here.
You know what I'm talking about? Yahweh take care of that business, boy. Then watch what I do with this plumber. Go ahead.
With you also will I break in pieces man and woman.
Man. Oh, wait a minute now. He said man and woman. He finna take care of his business. See? So the man that Yahweh picked, he can't pick that one of them soft ones. Because he got to take care of the business. See, the disobedience goes on both sides. All those that he don't take care of, those women going to raise a whole nother seed of disobedient people. He got to deal with those. Go ahead.
And with you will I break in pieces old and young. And with you will I break in pieces the young man and the maid.
The young man and the maid. When it comes down, a maid is a virgin. But when it's one of those close places where all they going to teach is rebellion, Yahweh said kill everything that breathe. All right. All those instructions about, if you see a beautiful woman, blah, 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 that's over there. All them people that's near that land, they got to go. Understand that before you go to war, you understand the rules of warfare. Our warfare. The rules that they got don't mean jack. And understand, you women that have children, you got to pass this along to your children. Those children have to understand those things so that it ain't the first time that they done heard it. Ain't nothing worse than trying to give somebody 5 paragraphs worth of instruction on their way out the door. Because you ain't told them jack for the last 10 years. Now you're trying to give them 10 years worth of instructions.
All right, now remember now. All right, when you see them and they stand on the left foot, kick the right one. Okay, when you do that,
They're not finna remember all that. You trying to give this to them now? Go ahead.
I will also break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flock,
Mm-hmm.
and with you will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with you will I break in pieces captains and rulers.
Did you get the point that it's with you? Did you catch it yet? Did he say it enough times? That it's with you? Because when we say Yahweh is going to do something, some of us are, we ready for that. There was a cloud of smoke and Yahweh came through and then there was a bunch of dead people afterwards. We didn't see what happened at all. See, we expecting something magical. No. He says, with you gonna do it. Go ahead.
And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, says Yahweh.
All right, let's go to Zechariah chapter 9. So you got a lot of these so-called magical people. Yahweh's going to magically do this. He's going to magically do that. Oh, and he's going to magically change our hearts. We're not going to have to work on our own heart now.
we're just going to wake up one day and we're just going to be perfect. I'm not going to think any evil. I won't see any evil. I won't even hear it.
Good luck with that. You're going to have to work on that. And if we don't work on it, the same problem we got now, we're going to walk in that land with them same problem. And that is going to be an issue. Because he says he's going to cut off all things that offend. We're going to have a period where we get to let go all of those things. And if you ain't started now, it's going to be a whole lot of things that have to let go. And stuff that's in our heart runs deep. Some of that stuff you got to work on a long way off so that you can start chopping away at it bit by bit. You don't want to start a 20-year job and you ain't got but 4 years to go. Your work gonna have to be aggressively difficult. Zechariah chapter 9, let's read verses 9 through 17.
Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king comes unto you. He is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass, upon a colt, the foal of an ass.
And this is why Yahshua came in riding on this animal, because he was fulfilling prophecy. But what they were then thinking about is the rest of this. They were ready for him to subdue the Gentiles that were ruling over him. But it wasn't time yet. This is why they were talking about the son of Dawid. The son of Dawid is a king. They were trying to get the kingdom restored unto Israel. And Yahweh didn't explain that. Then people would have lost all hope if he said, no, y'all really gonna go through this for at least 2,000 years. I'm sorry, 2 what? Did he just say 2,000? You're playing, right? Go ahead.
And I'll cut off the chariot from Ephraim, and the horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall be cut off, and he shall speak peace unto the heathen. And his dominion shall be from sea even to sea, and from the river even to the ends of the earth. As for you also, by the blood of your covenant I have sent forth your prisoners out of the pit wherein is no water. Turn you to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto you. When I have bent Yehudah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, and made you as the sword of a mighty man.
When I have bent Yehudah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, raised up your sons, O Zion, against your sons, O Greece, and made you as the sword of a mighty man. Go ahead.
And Yahweh shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Adonai shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. Yahweh of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. And Yahweh their Elohim shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, for they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as ensigns upon his land. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty. Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maids.
Right, and I always have to tell people, out of corn, you make corn liquor. All right? So the young man is drinking something just a tad bit stronger than what the women are drinking. Let's go to Psalms chapter 20. Psalm 20, and let's start at verse 1.
Yahweh hear you in the day of trouble. The name of the Elohim of Jacob defend you. Send you help from the sanctuary, and strengthen you out of Zion. Remember all your offerings, and accept your burnt sacrifice. Grant you according to your own heart, and fulfill all your counsel. We will rejoice in your salvation, and in the name of our Elohim will we set up our banners. Yahweh fulfill all your petitions. Now know I that Yahweh saves his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we will remember the name of Yahweh our Elohim.
Now, strange as it is, remember now, it says, when you go to war against the enemy that oppresses you in your land, you shall blow with the trumpet, and Yahweh shall hear you and save you. So, believe it or not, the trumpet dude is a very, important dude. Just a little scary that he don't have a knife. But that's an important dude. So you might be counting all your weapons, and you mess around and leave the trumpet dude at home. Uh-oh, we got some problems. We need that trumpet dude. Okay? This is part of Yahweh's law. When you understand the law, you make your movements according to it. Had Dawid remembered that the Levites were supposed to carry that altar, then that other brother wouldn't have touched it. Yahweh didn't care. When the brother touched it, boom, he had to die immediately. No ill will. He had no preconceived notions. He didn't have any trouble. He thought it was a good thing in his heart. But he died nonetheless. Why? Not following instructions. Go ahead.
Verse 8. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, Yahweh. Let the king hear us when we call.
All right, and let us hear the conclusion of this matter, Psalm 21, and let's start at verse 1.
The king shall join your strength. O Yahweh, and in your salvation, how greatly shall we rejoice. You have given him his heart's desire, and has not withholden the request of his lips.
You have given him his heart's desire. Do we even know what our hearts desire? Go ahead, bro.
For you preventeth him with the blessings of goodness. You setteth a crown of pure gold on his head. He asked life of you, and you gave it him, even length of days, forever and ever. His glory is great in your salvation. Honor and majesty have you laid upon him. For you have made him most blessed forever. You have made him exceeding glad with your countenance. For the king trusts in Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Your hand shall find out all your enemies. Your right hand shall find out those that hate you.
Your right hand shall find out those that hate you. See, there's a whole lot of people that say Yahweh this, Yahweh that. When you get right down to it, you're going to find out they hate Yahweh. See, to hate Yahweh is to just hate his law. Which means they have decided in their heart they're not going to follow any rules. They want Yahweh, but they want Yahweh with the covering of their captivity. Same way our people wanted then. We're going to come out of Egypt, but we want our freedom to look just like our captivity. Ain't no different than us. Wanting to come out of the lie of Christianity, but then want all our Hebrew teachings to resemble Christianity. So even go about to seek people who teach Hebrew teachings like it's still Sunday morning. Right? We're doing the same thing they did. And if we ain't careful, we're going to die just like they did. Go ahead.
Verse 9. You shall make them as a fiery oven in the time of your anger. Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shall you destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. For they intended evil against you. They imagined a mischievous device, which they are not able to perform.
Which they are not able to perform. It never does occur to people that the stuff that they trying to do, that they are attempting to do, that Yahweh see every last bit of it. And Yahweh stops things on his own time. He will allow somebody to do some slick stuff and just sit there and watch them for about 4 or 5 years. And then throw all of it on the table. Just one day. But he'll let them just keep doing it. It never does occur to us. You do not have the ability to perform this mischievous desire that you have. It's not going to happen. But he'll still let it go. Why? So that he can show men and women what their true heart's desire is. See, I remember doing some evil before, and I had done told myself, this is my last time doing this evil here. This is it. But then I was successful. Uh-oh. Nothing like success in an evil thing to make you do it one more time. I was already in the midst of renegotiating. Because I said, look here, if you protect me this last time, I am done with this evil here. I'm done. Deal. I mean, he protected me all the way throughout the evil. I was done. Should have been gone. Then I was renegotiating with myself. Now if I do this and do this, I can do this. Oh man, I can make a whole lot of money. So much that I didn't see the police standing directly in front of my face. Because I was gone somewhere else in my mind. But Yahweh let it go all the way down to the wire so he can prove a point. You ain't going to stop you. I am going to have to stop you. Oh, and he did that. He did that. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 12. Therefore shall you make them turn their back, when you shall make ready your arrows upon your strings against the face of them. Be you exalted, Yahweh, in your own strength. So will we sing and praise your power.
Right. Now, the true worshipers of Yahweh are going to sing and worship as well. They just going to follow instructions while they doing it. See? Them other people that going to get killed off, oh, they got song and dance. But that's it. That's all they got for Yahweh. A song and a dance. The true worshipers of Yahweh have song, dance, and obedience. That's all that we're going to do for today. Also, I think Sunday night we have new moon. Is that correct? All right. So Sunday night, probably 8-ish. We will be celebrating our new moon, which is a new month. That is all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.